Are you actually ahead of your peers financially, or are you behind and not even realizing it? Because here's what happens to most people. You work hard, you earn decent money, and on the surface, things look fine. But deep down, you've got this nagging feeling that someone your age is somehow way ahead of you, and you have no idea how they got there. Today, I'm going to clear that fog. We're walking through the real median net worth numbers by age, decade by decade, and more importantly, what actually matters at each age. Not to guilt you, not to make you feel behind, but to give you a map. Welcome back to Stickman Money. I'm your former Wall Street professional and self-made multimillionaire, and this channel is all about the cash, compounding, assets, savings, and high income strategies. If you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe because I drop new videos every week on how high income earners build real lasting wealth. Let's get into it. Before we go into the numbers, let's make sure we're on the same page. Net worth is simple. It's just a math formula. Assets minus liabilities. That's it. Your assets are everything you own. Things like cash, investments, retirement accounts, home equity, and even your car. Your liabilities are everything you owe, like student loans, credit cards, auto loans, and your mortgage. Here's a quick example. If you have $75,000 in total assets and $25,000 in debt, your net worth is $50,000. Now here's why this matters more than your income. Income tells you how much is coming in. Net worth tells you how much stays. You can earn six figures and still be broke if you're spending every dollar of it. Net worth is the actual scoreboard. One more thing, and this is important. When we talk about these numbers, we're going to focus on the median, not the average. Averages get wrecked by a handful of wealthy people at the top that drag the statistic up. The median shows what the person in the actual middle looks like. Okay, let's go decade by decade now. Your 20s is your setup phase. The median net worth in your 20s is around $39,000. Now, before you panic or feel behind, here's a context that most people skip. If your number is low right now, or even negative because of student loans, that doesn't mean you're falling. It means you're early. I finished my doctorate at 26 with a negative net worth of $20,000 in student debt. Negative. And I wasn't worried because I knew what I was investing in and I had a plan. Your biggest asset in your 20s is not money. It's time and what you do with it. Tip number one is start investing automatically right now. If your employer offers a 401k match, you need to contribute exactly enough to get the full match. Non-negotiable. That is literally free money sitting on the table, and if you're not taking it, you're leaving it behind. And if you can, open a Roth IRA and automate contributions, even small amounts, because compounding has decades to work in your favor. And the people who start at 22 versus 32 end up in completely different financial universes by retirement. Tip number two is build your emergency fund. Avoid the toxic debt. You want to aim for 3 to 6 months of expenses sitting in a high yield savings account. That's the goal. This isn't sexy, but it changes the decisions you make because when you have that buffer, you stop making financial choices out of fear. And the one thing to actively avoid, high interest credit card debt. Those interest rates will kill your momentum before it even starts. If you're in your 20s and feel behind right now, drop starting early in the comments. You are not alone, and you're already doing something different by watching this. Your 30s is the acceleration phase. The median net worth in the 30s is around $135,000. The average jumps much higher because this is the decade where careers start moving, home ownership enters the picture, and investment accounts finally have some momentum. This decade is where things start compounding, for better or for worse. So tip number one is get serious about retirement. A common benchmark is 1 times your salary saved by age 30 and 2 to 3 times by your mid-30s. If you're making $100,000 a year, that means somewhere between $200,000 to $300,000 in retirement savings by your mid-30s. If your income goes up, increase your contribution rate before lifestyle creep eats it. Even 1% more per year adds up to something dramatic over time. Tip number 2 is balance competing priorities intentionally. Your 30s are expensive. Kids, housing, career pressure. Everyone's pulling at your money from different directions. If you have high interest debt, Kill that first. Paying off guaranteed debt is a guaranteed return. If you have kids and you're thinking about saving for college, 529 plans are solid, but retirement comes first. Your kids can borrow for school. You cannot borrow for retirement. So here's the thing. Whatever your priorities are, write them down. Literally write them down, and then allocate your money proportionally. Don't drift. Drifting is expensive. Your 40s is the pressure decade. The median net worth in your 40s is around $247,000. The average is much higher, often pushing towards 7 figures. And this is where the real pressure starts, because by your 40s, you've been working for 20 years. And if your scoreboard doesn't look the way you expected, that weight starts to show up. So tip number 1 is to push savings aggressively. The target here is 3 to 4 times your salary by 40 and closer to 6 times by 50. If you can get savings to 15% or more of your income, this is a decade where you either start catching up or start pulling way ahead. Both directions accelerate here. Tip number 2 is to do a full financial checkup. Now, I mean it. Sit down and actually look at your numbers. Review your investments. Make sure your risk profile still makes sense for your timeline. Check your insurance, disability, life, umbrella coverage. As your assets grow, protecting them matters just as much as building them. And run your retirement numbers. Don't wait until you're 12 months from retirement to find out you're short. Stress test the plan now while you still have time to adjust. If this part feels overwhelming, pause the video. Write down one thing you need to review this year. Just one, and then start there. Median net worth in your 50s is around $363,000, and averages climb past $1 million. This decade is less about chasing growth at all costs and more about precision and control. So tip number 1 is to max out every catch-up contribution available to you. Once you hit 50, the IRS lets you contribute more to retirement accounts than younger people can. Use every dollar of that. A lot of people in their 50s who are serious about retirement push savings to 20 to 25% of your income during this window. That's aggressive, but the tax advantages are significant. Tip number 2 is to build a real retirement plan, not just a savings number. It's not just about how much you have, it's about how much you're going to use. When do you take Social Security? Delaying until 70 can meaningfully increase your monthly benefit, especially if you're a high income earner. The decision alone can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. How do you manage withdrawals? What's your tax strategy? If you don't know the answer to these questions, talk to a tax specialist. Even if it costs you a few $100s upfront, the strategies they give you will earn that back many times over. All right, in your 60s, you made it. Median net worth for ages 60 to 69 is around $410,000. After 70, it starts to dip because people are actually using what they built. That's the whole point. So tip number 1, optimize withdrawals and Social Security timings. A common order is to draw from taxable accounts first, then tax-deferred accounts, and hold Roth accounts for last. Why? Because it helps manage your tax burdens across retirement and stretches your portfolio further. Tip number 2 is regarding healthcare and estate planning. Don't ignore it. Healthcare is one of the biggest retirement expenses people underestimate. Medicare helps, but budget for out-of-pocket costs on top of that. And update your will. Confirm your beneficiaries. Get a healthcare directive in place. This is about peace of mind as much as it is about money. You spent decades building this. Make sure it's protected and goes where you want it to go. Here's what I want you to walk away with. These numbers are benchmarks, not verdicts. If you're ahead, great. Stay disciplined. If you're behind, that doesn't mean you failed. It means you adjust. I've been behind. A lot of people you'd never guess have also been behind. What matters is what you control. Spend less than you earn. Invest consistently. Avoid high interest debt like your financial life depends on it, because it does, and keep moving. Here's your one action step for this week. Calculate your net worth. Just once, assets minus liabilities, and then write that down. Then pick one thing to improve on. Automate savings. Pay down your balance. Increase the contribution by 1%. Drop in the comments what you're going to focus on. I read every comment, and you might help someone else reading it to do the same thing. If you want to actually track these numbers over time and see your own trajectory, I've released a free personal finance tracker for all my subscribers. It's the exact kind of tool I wish I had when I was building my financial foundation from scratch. Head over to www.stickmanmoney.com to subscribe to my newsletter, and it will get sent right to your inbox. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. This channel is all about the cash, compounding, assets, savings, and high income strategies. Every week, I drop new videos on the strategies that actually moves the needle for high income earners. And that tracker gives you a place to put it all to work. If you like this video, check out this one where I break down how to invest as a high income earner, and this video on where you are financially. See you in the next one.